Hello, this is Steve Riedy, and today's topic, home appraisals, or shall we say, low home appraisals. Appraisals, many of them inflated during the market boom, have fallen back to earth. And while appraisers argue that guidelines passed in 2009 protect home buyers and lenders by giving them a realistic value for the home, homeowners and realtors say the appraisals are far too conservative. This further is depressing the housing market because most buyers are not able to put up the extra money if there is a huge gap between what they offer for the house and what it's appraised for. And sellers, well, their equity is already lowered anyways. They don't want to lower the asking price if the appraisal comes in low. Realtor and home builder associations say appraisers should be familiar with the neighborhoods in which they are evaluating. They have also lobbied that appraisers and those involved in the transaction be in contact so that appraisers have all the information necessary to assign a value to the property. Appraisal guidelines, which were tightened in 2009, and to avoid a repeat of the foreclosure epidemic, are now seen as a major stumbling block, holding back a real estate market recovery. When the market was on the rise, fueled by easy credit and subprime loans, appraisals were expected to come in at a number that made the transaction work. However, these days, there's a strong possibility the appraiser will come in low. That usually means three things. The seller has to lower the asking price, very difficult. The buyer must put up extra money, which they're short on anyways, that's to make up the difference. Or the transaction just isn't going to go through. In May of 2009, the Home Valuation Code of Conduct took effect, or HVCC for short. This put a barrier between appraisers and those who earn fees based on the sales price, such as loan officers and real estate agents. Lenders were prohibited from hiring appraisers directly, and they now must go through appraisal management companies who randomly assign an appraiser to handle the work. While that law expired late last year, many lenders still continue to follow this process. This spring, this code is being replaced by the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act that takes effect. The act, established to fix problems in the financial sector, provides guidelines for appraisals. The process that appraisals use to arrive at a property's value include reviewing a home's sales history, evaluating the purchase agreement, and finding at least 5 comparable sales, with 3 being closed and 3 active listings on the market, and other research. If exact comparables aren't available, the appraiser can make price adjustments. Usually in a declining market like Michigan, these appraisers often will adjust these prices downward. Realtors have complained that some appraisers hired to do the work are not well versed in the areas they are assigned. And appraisers, well, they're just saying it's a case of shooting the messenger. But what can you do about a low appraisal? Well, you can ask the lender to have the appraisal redone, ask the agents involved to put together a list of recent comparable sales that justify the agreed-to sale price. Submit that list to the lender and to the underwriter and ask for a review of the appraisal. Also, ask the agents to call the listing agent of pending sales to try and find out the actual sale price of those properties. For an FHA loan, the appraisal, good or bad, sticks with that property for 4 months and there's nothing you can do. You can ask the seller to lower the asking price, which is really tough to do because they've also agreed to take a lower equity position because of the declining market. But this will close the gap between the appraised value and the selling price. It quite often makes the buyer happy. You can also ask the buyer to make up the difference in cash, which we know in these days is highly unlikely. Well, this is Steve Riedy, and we'll see you next time.